Hello, dear viewers. Today, we will talk about a small but interesting project that allows currency conversion. This project is developed using WinUI and the C# programming language. We will break down the code step by step and explain how it works. In this project, you need to install the newtonsoft.json library via NuGet to work with JSON. First, let's take a look at the XAML markup of this application, which defines its user interface. Grid background equals Alice Blue. This is a grid container that occupies the entire available area of the application window and has the background color Alice Blue. Grid is used to place other elements in a grid. Stack panel horizontal alignment equals center, vertical alignment equals center. Here, it is centered within the grid both horizontally and vertically using the horizontal alignment and vertical alignment properties. Text block text equals currency converter. This text block element displays the title, currency converter, with a font size of 20 and a bottom margin of 20 pixels. Text block text equals enter amount. This text block displays the text, enter amount. Text box X name equals amount text box. This is a text box where the user can enter an amount. It has the name, amount text box, a width of 200 pixels, and a bottom margin of 10 pixels. Text block text equals select currency. This text block displays the text, select currency. Combo box X name equals currency combo box. This is a drop-down list where the user can select a currency. It has the name, currency combo box, a width of 200 pixels, and a bottom margin of 10 pixels. Button content equals convert, click equals convert button click. This is a button with the label convert. It has a width of 100 pixels and is assigned a click event handler, convert button click. Text block X name equals result text block. This text block will be used to display the conversion result. It has the name result text block, a font size of 18, and a top margin of 20 pixels. Now let's go over the C# code. Exchange rate data. This class represents the data structure that will be used to deserialize the JSON response from the currency exchange rate API. Each property of this class corresponds to a field in the JSON response. Disclaimer: a string containing the information, usage subject to terms. License: a string containing license information. Timestamp: date and time in Unix timestamp format. At base: the base currency in string format. Rates: a dictionary where keys are currency codes, strings, and values are exchange rates, doubles. Currency converter: this class serves as a utility for working with currencies. It has the following methods. Get exchange rates. This method performs an asynchronous HTTP request to an external web service to retrieve currency rate data. It then deserializes the JSON response into an exchange rate data object. If the request is successful and data is received, the method returns an exchange rate data object. Otherwise, it throws an exception with an error message. Let's break it down step by step. Public async task get exchange rates. This is an asynchronous method that returns a task, designed to fetch currency rate data. Using var HTTP client equals new HTTP client, here, an instance of the HTTP client class is created. HTTP client is a class provided by .NET for making HTTP requests. Using is used to ensure proper resource disposal after the request is made. Var response equals await HTTP client.getString async, API URL. Using HTTP client.getString async, an asynchronous GET request is made to the URL specified in the API URL variable. The response from the web service is received as a string in the response variable. The wait operator waits for the completion of this asynchronous request. Var data equals JSON convert.deserialize object, response. Here, the newtonsoft.json library, JSON convert, is used to deserialize the JSON string response into an object of type exchange rate data. In other words, it converts the data received from the web service into a C# object. If data equals null, after deserialization, it checks if the data object is not null. If the data is successfully retrieved and deserialized, the code proceeds to the next step. Return data. If the data is successfully retrieved and deserialized, the method returns an exchange rate data object containing information about currency exchange rates. Else, if the data retrieval or deserialization fails, the following action is taken. Throw new exception, failed to retrieve currency exchange rates. In this branch of code, an exception of type exception is thrown with an error message indicating that the currency exchange rate data could not be retrieved. This can happen, for example, if the web service server is unavailable or returns incorrect data. Convert currency, double amount, double rate. This method takes an amount and an exchange rate and performs a simple calculation for currency conversion. Main window. This class represents the main window of the application. In the main window constructor, the following actions are performed. An instance of currency converter is created. The load currencies method is called to load currency rate data and populate the drop-down list combo box with available currencies. The load currencies method performs the following actions. It calls the get exchange rates method to asynchronously load currency rate data. It populates the combo box control currency combo box with available currencies using keys from the rate data. The convert button click method is called when the convert button in the application is clicked and performs currency conversion based on the user entered amount and selected currency. Let's break down each part of the method. If try parse amount text box text out double amount, this block of code attempts to parse the text from the amount text box into a double. If successful, the value is stored in the amount variable, allowing you to obtain the amount entered by the user in the text field. String selected currency equals currency combo box dot selected item as string. This code attempts to retrieve the selected currency from the drop-down list currency combo box. It uses the as operator to try to cast the selected item to a string. If the selection is successful, the selected currency variable will contain the code of the selected currency. If string.is null or empty, selected currency, here, it checks that selected currency is not an empty string or null. This ensures that the user has made a currency selection before clicking the convert button. If exchangerats.rates.tryGetValue, selected currency, out double rate, this code attempts to retrieve the exchange rate for the selected currency from the loaded exchangerats data. The tryGetValue method tries to find a value with the key selected currency in the rates dictionary. If the rate is successfully found, it is stored in the rate variable. Double converted amount equals currency converter.convert currency amount rate. This is where the actual currency conversion takes place. The convert currency method of the currency converter object takes the amount, and rate, and returns the converted amount. The result is stored in the converted amount variable. Result text block, text equals $amount currency combo box dot selected item equals converted amount, F2 USD. Here, the text is set for the result text block element, which displays the conversion result. The text includes the original amount, the selected currency, and the converted amount rounded to 2 decimal places and expressed in US dollars, USD. And there you have it, we've completed the breakdown of this code. This project is a great example of how C# and WinUI can be used to create an application that interacts with external data through HTTP requests and works with JSON data. Thanks to the newtonsoft.json library, working with data becomes convenient and efficient. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to ask them in the comments. I hope this code breakdown was helpful to you. Thanks for watching.